Hi, Guido Fox here. Welcome by a new book report. Today I want to discuss this little book, Zen, from the author Manuela Dan Maschetti. Very nice name, right? Manuela Dan Maschetti. It's about Zen, and I really like this book because there are a lot of beautiful uh, pictures from landscapes and this kind of things. So there was a nice variety between depth, verses, and wisdoms and text and wonderful paintings from the Chinese landscapes. So I was for a while in my imaginary, I was in China for some moments while I was reading this wonderful book about Zen from this Italian author, I think Maschetti, beautiful name. Nearly 150 pages of knowledge about personal development, spirituality, and wisdoms. Zen, the original Chinese word for Zen is Chan, and in Sanskrit, I search Google Translate. The English name for Sanskrit is a very old language, is Sanskrit, and that is Dhyan. So you have Chan and Dhyan, and that comes from meditation. So Zen means meditation and nothing more than that. And nowadays you see all those people who are saying, "Oh, I'm Zen, I'm relaxed." So Zen is more related towards relaxed, chill. I'm hanging in the coffee shop. I'm lurking to some stuff, and I'm chill. I'm relaxed. I'm totally Zen. I'm totally Zen. I'm relaxed. I'm lying in the pool. I'm lying in the sauna. I'm lying on the sunbed. I'm totally Zen. I'm so relaxed. So Zen is a lot of times a synonym for an addiction, for drinking your wine in a bar. Zen, I'm totally Zen. Oh, I'm so Zen now. Instead of chakra activations and long durational hard work meditation. So it's an inflated word. The word Zen is an inflated term. And it is nice to say this on the begin stage of this book report that Zen means in Chinese and Sanskrit means deep and long durational meditation. So not your lurk from your wine, not your chilling moments in the sauna and saying to your girlfriends or your guys, "Oh, I'm so zen. Oh, I'm so zen. I'm so relaxed." Don't do that anymore. Don't do that anymore. Say it after your 1.5 hours meditation. If you're saying it after your 1.5 hours meditation without any distractions on your chair, then you can make that point, right? Then you can say, "Okay, I'm Zen." Very strict beginning of this book report, right? Page 8. Less is more. Less is more is a so important thing in spirituality and also in The Japanese, here's related to Japanese philosophy. Less is more. Um, I don't have so much plates anymore. There were some were broken or falling on the floor, and glasses or tea glasses. I have only two tea glasses. I have only two bottles of water. I can do water inside mostly. I have two towels. I have only four pants. I have a few t-shirts I wear a lot. I have so less things in the house. I have only two jackets. I have not so much um, things, right? So it's very, very. You have a lot of oversight um, towards your stuff in house. When I was and I talk about the Matrix. When I was in the Matrix, I had so much clothes, right? I had a bunch of space and it was full of clothes. I had 10, 12 pair of shoes. I have now only two pair of shoes. I have only two pair of shoes. One shoes I wear for walking in the street, but also I use it for the gym. There are also gym shoes, but I also wear them for walking in the city. I have one pair of shoes for the winter. I have one pair of shoes more for the summer. Um, how more you go into spirituality, how more you want to have a clean and organized room or meditation house or working environment where less is really, really more. My freezer is nearly empty. My freezer is so spaceful, and I have only meals for the coming 2-3 days. I have some drinking protein yogurt. I have some little fruit there in the freezer. I have vegetables, but it is so less. If I need some food for the coming 3 days, I go to the supermarket. So when I come sometimes in homes of other people and I see the freezer, it's pulling out, right? It's, oh my God, it's so full, loaded, the freezer. And I really, really have to search for something. Or, oh yeah, I have some protein quark in the freezer for the coming 3, 4 days. And I have some butter for making pancakes. So my freezer is so nearly empty. It is really only the necessary things I need it for the coming days. And if I see some freezers by people's home, you cannot nearly pull the door closed, right? It's like and it's pulling out full of stuff. And I think really you need this. And then have your other box in the kitchen with chips and cola. I don't take. It's pulling out everywhere the food in the house, right? And what happens is that you're mentally becoming full, right? If you have a full freezer, probably you have also a full mind. Strong relationships towards that kind of attitude. So I have not so much plates, not so much glass. I have only 3 shampoos in the shower. I have not so much parfums of deodorant, only 2, 3 stuff. So it's really organized. And what I discover how less stuff there is in the room or inside the kitchen boxes, how more your mind is really becoming zen. So your mind is really, really becoming zen if you have only the necessary stuff in your room. So that is the from page 8. Less is more advice I can give to you. Page 19, and there are a lot of verses inside. They call the haiku art verses in this book. And there are small wisdoms, quotes, and what I mentioned on page 19 is the freshness of the haiku wisdom. So, what you want to discover, or when you read the Japanese haiku art, is that you want to feel a little bit the taste of freshness. And freshness is important. It gives you a spike of spontaneously and a spike of new life, right? So when you read a verse, it has to giving you a feeling of action. You want to go forward with your life. You want to strive. You want to pick up your life again and go for something in your life. So motivation is a very interesting topic behind the Zen Japanese haiku verses, right? So it is a small fire who brings you on fire. So the small haiku verses has to give you some freshness feeling, that you a little bit feel alive again, and then bam, you go further with your wonderful life, right? Yeah, but I told you earlier, beautiful pictures in this book, wonderful paintings, wonderful landscapes, and that's nice to see, because normally I read books with no paintings, no images, and so for me it was a new experience. It was a new freshness for me to see some nice, beautiful Chinese landscapes, right? So Koan, Koan is a Japanese name, Koan, and it's mentioned a lot of times in the book, is Koan, and Koan means case, and case in your life. What it says is spirituality has to be a case in your life. Meditation has to be placed in your life. Meditation has to be there. So it has to be a case in your life. It has to be a business in your life. It has to be part of your life. But the most people have no spirituality in their lives, and they stay behind. You have to, your soul is asking for meditation food. Your soul needs that food. Your soul needs meditation, spirituality, Zen. Your soul needs it, and maybe you don't still know that your soul needs it, because you never experienced the Zen vibe and the Zen attitude that can bring you and really feel Zen inside, right? So not your Zen from your wine slip, or you're in a coffee shop, or you're under drugs. Oh, I feel so Zen with my joint. No, there's this other kind of Zen in your life you discover, and you don't know that you are able to discover it, because you don't know what your soul needs. So here, koan means case. It has to be a case in your life. I don't want to be a priest with my finger and say you should do this or that in your life. It will be dominance, it will be arrogant, it will be controlling. I don't like this kind of things, but here in this book is saying it has to be a case. Koan has to be a case. Dhyan has to be a case. Chan has to be a case in your life to continue with meditation until you die. Until you die. Page 141. I relate page 64 with 141. So until you die. It has to be a case until you die. Until you die, you have to be related with your source. So that's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. That is true. Your soul asking for meditation, and on a deeper part, your soul wants to have enlightenment feelings. Your soul wants to develop itself in their higher realms of life, to reach higher consciousness fields. I remember one teacher, and she said, "Oh, your soul doesn't want to have enlightenment," and that was the comment. I lost her. I lost this spiritual teacher. She said the soul doesn't want to become enlightened. Your soul doesn't want to improve or develop. Your soul doesn't want to become enlightened. She said it. I lost her. I don't want to blame, but you can lose me very quickly. If you have so many teachers who don't read any book or pretend to be a spiritual teacher or guru, there are a lot of fakers. There are a lot of people who don't know, and they have a lot of followers, and all their followers stay in darkness of their spiritual guru, because the guru doesn't know anything. If you want to find a coach or a guru, I give you one advice: does she or him read a bunch of books proven wise? Does this people meditate hours and hours and read a bunch of books? If the guru or the coach doesn't read any books, don't go there. Don't go there. Only knowledgeable coaches are reliable, trustable, and know what they are doing. Page 80, a nice verse, a nice koan verse, een haiku curse, excuse me. Het was in Dutch. Een goed paard rent zelfs bij de schaduw van de zweep. In Dutch. A good horse is running even by the shadow of the horse wipe. That means self-discipline. You need self-discipline in life to survive. I can only help you in short sessions and intense multiple sessions to go on with your life, right? I try to implant self-leadership in you. You need to do it yourself. Self-leadership. I am an example. I try to be a good example, but I create self-leadership in you. I want that you grow yourself. I don't want that you become dependent on me. You have to be a self-independent thinker. You have to think and act for yourself, and I can help you the first borders, to go through the first blockades, to the first walks on the mountain of consciousness. I'm able to support you. I'm able to help you. But I don't want that I become your leader and you become a slave. I don't want that. creating self-leadership and create self-discipline in your life. That's the main goal of coaching. And then you become a good horse that runs even with the shadow of the horse swipe, without pressure from the outside world, without external validation. I talked with you 2 videos ago about it. Without external validation, not because your parents are yelling to you, or your boyfriend, or your girlfriend, or your uncle, or your old colleagues, or whatever. You do it from an inner source. You do it from inner discipline, and nobody can stop you. Nobody can stop you on the path. Say no to the no-sayers, and don't react on external validation, because that's ego, and you don't want to fall in the ego trap. Small part from Ranyo. Ranyo was a Japanese Zen master, and he was also awake in the night when it was raining, and you sensed a nice smile in the house with fire, the nice scents in your house. You become Zen, really Zen, in combination with meditation. And he was there. He was in the rain in the night, and he meditated. When it was raining in the night, he was meditate hours and hours in the night, to have no distractions of the matrix, no distraction of crowd consciousness. When everyone is sleeping, I meditate from 2 to 4, from 2 to 3, from 2 to 3:30, for 1, 2, 3, I meditate out of the crowd consciousness. No distractions, I meditate. Like Rainio, the Zen master, was meditate too in the night. It's a trick. It's a trick. Another famous famous guy, or show, other person, I forgot his name, but they all did meditation in the night. You can escape from the matrix consciousness. You wake up very fresh. Very fresh, you have no distractions, and you can raise your consciousness easily in the night. Well, mostly people are becoming awake in the middle of the night. And if you become awake in the middle of the night, you can do some meditation, right? Start with that. Most people are picking their phones and scrolling in the night and then going to bed again. Most people are waking up one time in the night to go to the toilet. Use that time for meditation. Use that time to come to peace. Use that time to make your case possible. So see it as your case to also experience night meditation. And the last thing, when it's raining, I have the feeling that there is a higher consciousness. Everyone is staying inside mostly, so on the streets is very calm. But the rain makes people also very calm. The wind is making people more stress, yeah. So rain and wind are bad. But if it's raining and there's no wind, maybe you felt that kind of experience, right? That it was more calm and relaxed. So raining and no wind is especially very good for raising up for raising up your consciousness. Thank you for watching this video, and I see you by the next one. Thank you. Bye bye.